SoundCartel.
Websites are not set and forget, especially if you're trying to build leads. Maintaining good SEO and social media practice are just two of the keys to making your website work its hardest, including driving up your Google ranking and encouraging conversion. From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. These days, a website is essential for almost all businesses. It's part of who you are. It lets the market know you're a legitimate business and showcases what you offer. But if no one knows about your website, then it's really a wasted opportunity. That's according to MC Carter, founder and director of online marketing firm Practice Paradox. A website on its own will achieve very little for your business. Instead, he says, you should think of your website as a lead generation tool. And how do you do that? Well, in a moment, MC walks us through his 6-step process to developing a lead generation website. Chris Ashmore asks MC, if a business is looking to build a website from scratch, what should they consider?
Number one, Chris, is strategy. Be super clear on who their target audience is. So the specific types of clients they'd like to attract moving forward, that is absolutely the starting point. And then after that, to make sure that they have specialists do the design and specialists do the content. They shouldn't allow a web designer to try to do the content, nor should they try to do the content themselves.
Well, you have a 6-step process to making a lead generation website. Can you walk us through each one? And I believe the first one is starting with the keyword strategy.
Keyword strategy is definitely at the top of the tree. If someone says, well, my website's not working, you then ask, well, what traffic is it getting each month? How many people are coming to the website? And that then begs the question, well, for which phrases does that website want to rank well for? So each website needs to be, we set our clients up with 30 different phrases that address different services and different types of clients that they may serve. That the site is then very carefully SEO'd, which we'll talk about, the search engine optimization, to rank well in Google. Because if you're not at the top of page 1 in Google, you're really not going to be getting much traffic from search.
Well, let's talk about SEO. That's step 2 in your process.
Yeah, search engine optimization, or SEO, has a very checkered reputation, because I think we've all received those emails that say, Dear Sir/Madam, we have looked at your website and we can see it's not ranking as well and we can help you. Click here, sign here. Now, those emails are ridiculous because they don't even know what the website is trying to rank well for if they haven't had a conversation with you. So the whole idea with SEO is to very intelligently design the structure and the content on your website so that Google can see exactly what each page, not just the homepage, is about. And you're making it as easy as possible for Google to present relevant, high-quality content in their search results. And there's a lot to SEO, which we won't have time to run through today, but there's things you can do on your site. That's called on-page SEO. And there's things that can be done on other websites on the web to link to your site, and that's called off-page SEO. And both of those types of activities together can help you dominate the search results for your target keywords.
That leads on then to step 3, which is publishing content.
Now, content, we're drowning in content. If anyone looks at their LinkedIn feed, there's content galore. What there's not enough of is good quality specific content. So when we talk about content, that is the message, the information on your website. But for an accounting firm, what is a very important piece of content is your blog. The articles that you put on your blog initially, but you then also promote them in email newsletters and in social posts. And those blog posts, Chris, need to be about things that are not dry and technical. That's a huge mistake that a lot of accounting firms make, is thinking that their clients want to read about the latest tax rulings and determinations, etc. They don't want to read those things. They're paying their accountant to stay on top of those things. What they want to read about are topics around the periphery of how they can actually improve their business and financial situation. So they're highly educational articles. That's what really ranks well in Google and what gets more people to your website and ultimately more leads.
Step 4 is promote your content. How do you do that effectively?
There's many ways to do it. I just mentioned a couple, and the key point here is to think that when your website, let's say you do get a new website in your accounting firm, when it goes live, sure, you feel like popping a champagne cork or two, but that's actually the start line, not the finish line, because you then must promote your content to different people. And really, the best ways are SEO, social posts, and in the most relevant social platforms for your target markets. And good old email, I mentioned earlier, email newsletters. Email is certainly not glamorous or new anymore, but it still is a very effective way to let people know about those great quality articles that you are publishing to your blog. You should never assume the job's done once the blog post is published on your site. The work then begins to promote it, not only initially, but ongoing. And one point on that, Chris, is what I love about blogging is when you do a topic that's evergreen. Evergreen is a marketing term that means won't date quickly. It can work for the firm for many, many months, if not years. And you can use software to do recurring, ongoing promotion in different social posts to keep it in front of people.
Well, step 5 is tracking. What do you mean by that?
In this topic of content, you want to know the website traffic, how many visitors are coming to your site each month, how long, how many minutes are they staying on your site. For example, if the average visitor is staying less than a minute, probably means your website is more like a brochure than a meaningful piece of educational content. You can also look at what are your most popular pages. And often that won't necessarily be the homepage. The homepage is one way someone can enter a website, but every single page on your website, we're talking about blogs, but also other pages like the About Us page or the Services page, are all potential ways people can come in. And when you know your most popular pages, that gives you feedback as to what's really connecting with the market and can give you clues as to not only what content to continue to promote, but some more topics to create and publish.
Well, the final step, step 6, is conversion.
This is an often overlooked metric. Before we talked about generating warm inbound leads, but a very tangible lead measure of whether your website is effective is your email newsletter database growing? So the idea of conversion is traffic is how many people are coming to your website, but then there's a concept called bounce. If someone bounces, it means they click on something in Google, a link, or in social, they come to your site, and if they then leave your site, like close that browser tab without clicking on anything or doing anything more, that's bouncing. So they weren't that interested. Whereas conversion means they're clicking, and everyone's website needs to be set up with what are called conversion goals, which could include watching a video that's on the homepage, or downloading a particular PDF, a piece of information on the website, or signing up to the email newsletter. And all of those conversions can be tracked as a percentage, and you can see how you're trending over time. It's a crucial aspect is, does your website actually convert visitors into people on your database?
Well, finally, MC, I suppose these activities are something that business owners need to think about all the time, don't they? It's not something that you just set and forget.
Well, I remember when there was that initial phase where people would say, oh, you just got to have a website. It's like a business card. You just got to have one. We're well beyond that now. And if people are going to invest time, energy, and money in doing their initial website for their business or refreshing and revising their website, they may as well make that produce a very good return on that investment. And when you take a strategic, methodical, and measured approach, you can actually hold your marketing providers as a business owner a lot more accountable. Because one thing I highly recommend against is what I call marketing for pretty pictures. And marketing for pretty pictures is when someone does marketing for you that might look great, but they're not thinking about it from what are the commercial outcomes that we want to achieve here. What is the business growth? What are the leads? What are the sales or the revenue growth that we want? And when you have that mindset, you can then select providers, website designers, copywriters, marketing consultants who share that same practical view of marketing.
That was founder and director of Practice Paradox, MC Carter. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow at BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel.